when you guys are playing, you play clubs, and then all of a sudden you're playing arenas. You know, you open for Green Day on the Idiot Tour, and that's huge. What does that mean in terms of your performance? Is it the same as playing Maxwell's, a club of 300 people, when you're playing, 18,000? Do you have to change the way in which you approach the music and the theatricality?
You just get more room. There's a lot more room.
Got a little more room, yeah. Bigger stage.
I think when we got to those bigger venues, there was a little bit of or at least for me, a lot more stage fright. Kind of going up there and being like, whoa, there's a lot of you here, and you kind of feel like you're a little bit even more, it's weird. You feel like you're more under a microscope. It feels like little clubs and with the kids kind of falling on you and stuff like that was a security blanket. That was that stuff's not work. That's not hard. That's what I feel like we were put here to do. Mm-hmm. But when you get up in those bigger venues, it's a little bit more. I don't know, a little bit more thought is put into it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely. I mean, one thing I think was a learning curve was, how to going from connecting with 200 people in a room to 2,000 and then 10,000. How do you make the person all the way in the bleachers feel part of the gig, part of the show? And Gerard's amazing at that. It's funny though too because. We do have intimate moments when we do Cancer. For me, the only people in that arena are Gerard and Deweese, who plays, piano and keyboards for us. So I think that's another thing with the band. We have songs, I think, that work on a bigger level, and then we can kind of take it down to smaller and make everybody feel like they're in a club too.
Yeah. Some of the great artists, I think Springsteen, we talked about him, could... concentrate on just one person. You find one face in the crowd early on, and you focus on that person with the hope that the rest of the audience, the rest of the arena, picks up the intimacy that you're creating between you
Courtney
and that
Cox?
one person. In 1984, that's who it was. You bet. So, do you? I mean, how do you approach that? You see a sea of faces out there. What's the strategy?
Well, JJ French from Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Had come out to a concert of ours in we played, what's that arena in Long Island? Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah.
So, we're doing our own arena tour. It's Black Parade's big pyro. It's the full production.
Yeah.
So we think we got this on lock, and we're like, all right, we're really good at this arena thing now, because
we have stuff with us.
Yeah, we have Zeppelins. So now we know what we're doing. So. So we do this meet and greet at the end of the night, right? And JJ French, who's the guitar player of Twisted Sister, comes up to me and he says, "Man, you guys are awesome." And he'd brought his daughters because they were really into the band, but you could tell this dude was also really into the band. And he was a really intense guy, and he had sunglasses on indoors, and it was really, and he was really awesome. But he goes, "But man, I kept saying, look at me, look at me." He goes, "I'm up in the 110s, dude. You didn't look at me once." And I was like, and I think you were next to me, right?
Yeah,
Ryan? I was like, wow, nobody ever says that to you, right? And I was like, wow, I think this guy's right. I got to look more into the 110s and the 200s and the. So after that show, I was actually more mindful to make sure everybody in that arena got.
That's
great.
Some of
their space.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. That's where me and my brother were. When we would go see at Brendanburn. We were in the we were in the 200s. We were in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, it was.
Did Molly Hatchet ever look at the 110s?
No. Well, I never saw them live.
So what was Green Day like, touring with Green Day?
They were awesome. Yeah, they pulled major pranks on us at the end, though. They did it. I'm really, I have an aversion to loud bangs. If you guys all have balloons right now, I wouldn't be able to do this because I'd be nervous about when they're going to pop. So they would, so basically we're on stage and they're setting off all these concussions. And I was jumping probably 8 feet off the ground, and it was pretty amazing.
At some point, they dumped popcorn on us too.
I
don't know where that
came. They had
a
stream of popcorn. It was raining on me for a couple of songs.
They were great to us. They were awesome. They made us feel so welcome on that tour. That was big for us.
Yeah. Plus, we got to watch them every night. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's right. And now, are you surprised by the success? I mean, here, American Idiots on Broadway.
No, they get so awesome. Yeah. They work really hard. They love what they do. They're definitely a band that a young band looks up to because you're like, wow, these guys really care about what they do. And you actually sometimes you don't run into bands like that. Like they're very protective of what Green Day is, and I think we're very protective of what MCR is.
Yeah. I want you each to pick a song, one song, and basically tell me something about it. Just pick a song that you feel is particularly representative of the band, or maybe it's your personal favorite, or one that didn't work the way it should have. I don't care what story. Just pick a song and give us something about it. Who wants to go first? Mike, you go first.
Is it off the new record?
Any record. I don't care. Any record. That's right. Would you all do that for me, please? So these guys. This isn't a hard question.
Well,
come on.
I mean, for off the new record, I think "Vampire Money" is really special. It was what was it? The second song we recorded, or third song we recorded for the record. It was awesome. We wrote the song, maybe like an hour and a half before we recorded it, and the whole thing's tracked live. I think it's maybe like the third or fourth take of the song is what you hear on the record. And it was, there's video somewhere of us tracking that song, and it looks like a gig inside this studio. Like where we recorded the record. Really small space. Like from here maybe to the end of that stage. Like that's where we recorded this record, and just bodies flying all over the place, and it felt like playing a live show. And I think that's why there's that track is so energetic, and you can kind of feel that coming off it.
I remember Gerard like running all over the couch in the studio
with the magazines.
Yeah. This is what I was. All right, so everything in the studio though, after we were done tracking it was fine, but all the magazines had been destroyed. It was so weird. There was like nothing else was out of place, but every fucking magazine was just annihilated. So we had nothing to read.
Grabbed all of them as we were. I don't know, because even if I get really swept up in something, I still have this element of self-control, and I don't know what that is. So I didn't grab the vase. I grabbed the magazine because I knew it wasn't important.
That's good.
I think it happens to me on a subconscious level.
Mike?
On this new record, I'm super proud of the song Planetary. On each of our albums, we'd always come like a centimeter closer to writing a full-on dance song. And even back to like Vampires Will Never Hurt You, it's kind of...
Yeah, it has that vibe, for sure.
To it. And then Sharpest Lives...
To the end.
To the end.
Yeah, to the end.
Yeah. So I think with Planetary, I think we finally reached that point. We wrote it just wants to have fun. That song just wants to wants to dance and have fun.
I was going to talk about that song. So
You can add your 2 cents.
Sorry.
that's all right. I'll talk about Mama. That was.
That's a cool song.
What can I say? It was a really fun song to do, and to finish it, and then and know that there was a spot for another vocalist, a duet, if you will, and to be like, oh, who would go really well here? And we were like, well, who would go really good here? Liza Minnelli. And then there was a snicker, like, ah ha ha ha, and Rob was like, oh really? Because I think I can call her. But, like, you shut up. You can't call her. And he called her, and then, like, maybe 2 weeks later, we were in a studio. She did it via satellite kind of thing, and she called us babies.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
hey,
nice.
hey, my babies. Like, that kind of... It was really great. It was awesome. She was so nice, and she killed it.
The best, the spontaneous crying at the end. Like, she really
that
got
was
into
her
the
idea.
role of the mom.
That was all her.
And the
Everything
mama.
in there is her. Like,
Yeah.
nobody told her to do anything. It was really cool.
Yeah.